Hey guys, it's Lindsay here with Little Helpful Files. Welcome, and we do cash stuffing, mini savings challenges, budgeting, and life in general, all through the glory and by the grace of God. Super grateful to have you guys here. I've been wanting to do this topic for a little while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video. I'm really excited, and I hope that maybe there's a few things, even if only one thing is something new for you. I hope that it helps you. Groceries are so expensive right now. Inflation is definitely crazy. And so I'm gonna just kind of talk you through a couple different things. So let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so first off, I just wanna say that every area is different, every family is different, so your budget and your amount set is going to vary and change. I don't want you to think with what we spend a week that I don't want you to be comparing, I guess, to that. So this is just what we have done for our family. Now, mind you, we are a family of 4, but we do have 2 young children. They do not eat a whole lot yet, even though my daughter is getting older, so she's starting to eat more, but they both just, again, the amount that they're consuming obviously isn't as much as if they were older or adults. So we do spend, or try to spend, I should say, around $150 a week. That is our goal, and that has kind of fluctuated over the last, year or so. We had gotten to a point where we were spending about $800 a month, and so our goal has just been trying to get it back down. So we would like to spend $150 each week. Now, sometimes we do go over that. I mean, majority of the time we go over that, but we also then will make some money to make up for it. So I'm gonna go into both of those things in terms of staying on budget, and then also what you can do if you do go over budget and kind of how to handle that. So also, depending on where you live, it's going to change the cost of living, it's going to change the cost of the groceries. So I am on the East Coast in the United States. Okay, so just to give you some perspective, and it is 2023. So I just kind of want to go through these things because I think that they can be applied to anybody. I think they can be applied no matter, where you live. And again, it's not to focus on the amount that we budget for or spend weekly. The overall thing is like, how can you decrease your grocery budget, or how can you make sure that you have enough to afford what you need each week, with groceries getting more expensive. So it's really important to make sure that when you're setting this budget amount, especially if you're trying to decrease, don't go too drastic because you're gonna set yourself up for failure. So like, for example, when we were spending $800 for the month and we wanted to be at $600, we didn't just drop down, right? We've been gradually trying to decrease and be really, really aware, just trying to kind of reallocate and see where we can have the money to afford the groceries. So I would say if you're trying to decrease the grocery budget, just give yourself some grace through this, right? You got to make sure that you know what's realistic. And I think it is good to pull it in and rein it in. First and foremost, I would say you need to make sure that whoever is the best at staying on budget and at grocery shopping is the one that is actually doing the shopping. So what I mean by this is I tend to go over budget. I see stuff, I always seem to be hungry, and so if I go, I end up spending more. My husband is really good at me giving him a budget and me having a set amount and him being able to kind of mathematically go through that as he's shopping and stay within that budget. So I would say whoever is the best at that should be the one shopping for you. If you struggle with the impulse buys, and both of you, let's say there's a husband and wife and both of you guys are struggling, maybe that you guys need to do the pickup, right? You can place an order and do a pickup. Because the problem is once you go in the store, you see things, you're tempted, there might be deals or whatnot, and you end up going out of the store with way more than you needed. So the first thing is sending in the person that is the best at sticking to the budget, and obviously not going when you're hungry. If you're shopping when you're hungry, you're already setting yourself up for failure, so don't do that. Okay, so the number 2 is you want to make sure that you have your meals planned out. So of course you're going to want to have a grocery list and a grocery budget, but you want to also have meals set up for that. Now, when I did the interview with One Thrive, I know she had asked me about how do I know what each meal is going to cost? Well, over the past year or so, we've just gotten really comfortable with what things cost on average. Of course, there's always fluctuation and inflation happening, but for the most part, we kind of know what the price is going to be. And if we aren't sure, we'll search real quick. Like if we're going to Sam's Club, for example, we'll search and see what the prices are. So having those meals planned out and having an idea of what you're going to make for the week, again, allows you to hone in and to stay on your list and on your budget, because you kind of already have a plan. You're not like every single day trying to figure out what you're going to be making and what you're going to be doing. And as we've done this, we've gotten much better at preparing that meal plan and kind of have our staple meals that we use over and over. So we just get comfortable with knowing what we need to buy and what we need to fill in. And you're also going to be wanting to utilize what's in your pantry through this. So when we make our list for the week and we're doing our meals, we always like to do one where we do a bulk pack of chicken. So for us right now with the chicken breasts, we can get a bulk pack of it for like 17, 18 bucks. That we can usually get 3 to 4 meals out of, like dinners. And so I'll kind of show you right here. I lay out just for the week an example. So this really is helpful because we can not only use them for meals at dinner time, but then we can also use them sometimes for like lunch. Like if we have a little bit of chicken left over, we can make some chicken salad. Now, if you don't like leftovers, I think that this is still a good thing to think about or do, because if you can find something, like let's say, you know, you want to be able to use, like if you like beef or pork or whatnot, you can make whatever that meat or the protein is and cook it all at once. And then each night you can put different sides with it, or you could put it into a soup, or you could put it on a pizza, or you could put it into pasta. Basically just using that one thing and then spreading it out through different meals, so that way you don't feel like you're eating leftovers. It feels like you're eating something new and different. A casserole was a great idea. So yeah, just basically being able to have those meals planned out is super important. All right, now I also will say, obviously, having the weekly budget amount figured out is crucial. So you want to make sure that you're figuring out how much can you spend. And for us, we take cash out, and that is our budget. Now, if we do go over it, we either pull from another category or it does go on a credit card, but we're always trying to make extra money than that month to be able to account for the difference, if that makes sense. With that, I would say that club shopping or like bulk warehouse shopping is really, really helpful and really good. Being able to buy, you know, in bulk with freezer items, meat products, if you have different ways that you can kind of get that, you're gonna save over the long term. So again, this might be an expense up front. This is going to be kind of expensive to do in the beginning, but over time you're saving because you're not getting that each week, and you're not also then paying the inflation every time that you're getting it. Along with buying things that are store brand, if you can, instead of like name brands. You're gonna pay extra for that stuff. And we also try to shop at more of like the discounted grocery stores, or we try to shop for items when we see them on sale. So as long as it's something we would eat, we don't buy stuff on sale just because it's on sale if it's not something like anybody in our family is gonna eat. So be mindful of that. Don't let those sales like reel you in on things that you wouldn't naturally use or want anyway, because then you're just spending extra money. So you really want it to be on those staple items and those essentials that are in your meal planning that you can utilize. Now, my other tip here is going to be utilizing extra money for added grocery trips and shopping, okay? So this would be extra money, not part of your budget. So think, for example, Rakuten. Rakuten is something I have been using for online shopping. I get cash back from shopping at places that I would already be shopping. And if you sign up, you can get $30 when you spend 30. So you'll get 30, I'll get 30. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll leave the code there below. This is really awesome. So if you use something like this where you're accumulating cash back, you can actually apply the same concept with a credit card. You can take that amount. So let's say you get, let's say you get $35 back, right? Let's say you have the 30 when you sign up, and then you've made $5 more from some other purchase. $35 now you have extra to spend on your groceries. So you can go and get some pantry items or some nice staple items that like flour or side dishes like rice, pasta, sugar, salt, whatever things that you might need that would be more of a long-term storage. Use that money for those. So that's kind of what we've been working towards over the past year, 2 years really. We've been trying to really build up our pantry. We're trying to build up that additional, so that way when we are meal planning and when we are laying out for the week, we actually aren't having to get all the ingredients. We're getting some of the fresh ingredients, we're getting proteins, but some of the stuff we have like bulk supply of it, right? So cash back from Rakuten, credit cards, or other, different apps or programs you use. You can also utilize your tax refund, guys. I know this isn't probably something you normally would think about, but even if you don't use the whole tax refund, so let's say, you use a couple $100s of your tax refund and you say, all right, I'm gonna use this to stock up and fill my pantry with some like staple items. You could even get canned goods, you could get some snack bar things, like peanut butter, jelly. Just think of things that are gonna last a long time and that you're gonna use. And then that way you take that out of your weekly budgeted amount, right? So when we talk about spending $150 for the week, it's not like we're having to get everything. Like, we don't ever deplete our pantry. Our fridge, yeah, we do get pretty low on that, but I really think that utilizing these things throughout the year, it'll put you in such a better position to be able to afford then that budget that you're trying to set. Have been helpful for you guys. I just wanted to kind of put these ideas out there. Again, some of them you might have already been implementing and been doing, but if there's anything new or maybe something that sparked an idea for you, I just felt it was good thing to share and be able to encourage one another. So again, don't compare to the weekly budgeted amount. It's more so the concepts and the techniques to be able to make sure that you can afford your groceries as they, continue to get expensive. These are just a lot of different things that we've been trying to do over the past couple years to get really tight on our grocery budget and to make sure we're not wasting, we're not spending a lot of extra money on things that are just gonna get thrown out. So, all right, I hope that you guys have enjoyed and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, God bless.